Right, okay, let's just, somebody's come in, Hannah's come in, she's gone over on her ankle, she's pretty sore through here. Probably the stuff that will come into our clinic is that's been around. She did that 6 months ago, and now when she runs, she feels a weakness in this ankle, and actually the movement of it is a bit more laxity, movement in the ligaments than the other one. So we're not going to deal with an acute injury here. That's going to be in the past. What we will deal with, I've got a weak ankle. About 3 years ago, I went over, and it never's been the same since. That's what we get, by far. So it's a chronic kind of issue. So for me, I like to see the flexibility in the foot. Really important stuff this when it comes to lower back pain, shoulder issues, whatever else is going on. To get a sense of what's going on here is very important. And to get the sense of how much somebody can dorsiflex. What should be our angle of dorsiflexion?
Is there one? No. Surely it's
overnight. It should be
just past 90.
Just over 90. So, and what I want is an end feel. Just let your toes go. What I want is an end feel of softness. If I do this, and I just shut a door, that is very different to this. Just try and release the best you can. So there's a nice springiness in there. It might be a little bit more springy than it is, but if I can't get over 90 without a lot of pressure, then I'm thinking something's not quite right with the calf muscles, or there's something going on with talus, that's why I brought it up, because the talus bone is a key manoeuvre here, and the relationship between the calcaneus bone and the talus bone, that bottom ligament, which I'll go a bit more in detail about as we go. So let's look at dorsiflexion. Yeah, I would say that's a bit tight, not bad, but a bit tight. Then plantarflexion, making sure again I can stretch, and again you don't feel like you just shut a door. There's a sort of sense of movement in there, and that is usually reasonably all right for people. Plantarflexion. Then I have a bit of a look on the foot, and I want to see the tarsals here. I want to just see that they all move. So there isn't this sort of solid bit of meat here, that there's flexibility. So for me, I'd like to do this move, getting hold of the toes and move them around. I like to do this move. Are the tarsals allowing me to sort of move in and out? And
I dropped a log on it about 2 weeks ago, hence it's not got much better actually.
yeah, it really is. Oh yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's about three or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Bone bruising takes months to repair because the tissue's so tender. You know, there's not anything, is there, between your skin and your bones really. If you drop something on, or somebody stamps on your foot and you get damage to the bone bruising takes weeks and weeks and weeks to repair. So that's the first thing I want to do. Anterior draw, holding the bottom of the ankle around the tip and fib, and I'm doing this move. So stabilising here, holding the foot here, and I'm doing similar to the knee anterior draw. I think it probably gets its name. Then the telar tilt test is really putting the leg, if you think of the anterior ligament, the middle ligament, and the posterior ligament, what I'm looking for is putting each one of those under stress and seeing what happens. So if I do this one first, then I'm going to do you in plantarflexion, because that kind of stretches it anyway. Stabilising here and rolling over. So I'm doing this move, and I'm just try and get your hands fairly close to the joint, so you don't want to be up here, you want to be sort of getting hold of it. Slight distraction, pulling it apart. Any pain or discomfort? Yes or no? In this position, you want to be more neutral, because you want to do just a straightforward bend to the side, so neutral position, stabilising. You can get hold of the whole calcaneus. Through. Does that feel? Yes or no? And then the other one is, I usually stand up, where you're doing more dorsiflexion, and then you're pulling, that's the ligament you want to put under pressure, so you're doing that one. I think it's self-explanatory. You can see what you're trying to do, can't you? It's a pretty easy ligament to do. Not difficult in any way. I don't think so. I don't think it's difficult in any way. What I will say, just while we're here, is the retinaculums, and I've got a real thing about retinaculums. and what I want to see, what my sign for it, or my sense that there's some work to do, is watching the client go through dorsiflexion and plantarflexion. So very slowly take yourself through dorsiflexion, bring your foot up to your foot, and then plantarflex. And what I want to see is, how does that move go? Is it a lovely, smooth, kind of graceful movement? And if it's not, is it, and 9 times out of 10, it's quite jerky. So you do it again and you'll see, yeah, it's jerky, and then you see it move?
Yeah.
So for me, that gives me a real understanding that all the tendons that come through here, all the muscles that come through here, should we just run through them quickly? We're not going to do this, this is a video for you to go, you should have done this, so I want to just run through this very quickly. So, tibialis anterior, if I ask how to just invert and dorsiflex, here it is, here's the tendon, comes through and joins onto the base of the big toe. It's our main dorsiflexor. The perineals on the lateral side here come behind the malleolus. You've got the short one that comes onto the base of the small toe. I'm going to carry on calling them perineals just for a little bit longer, because I like them. Perineals shorter, brevis, shortest. Brevis comes through here. Perineals longus, you come up for the head of the fibula, so down onto that bony landmark, come out at 90 degrees, hit that the head of the fibula. Longus comes through here, round the back, under the foot, through that groove, comes under the foot and joins onto the base of the big toe. The same place that tibialis anterior comes across to. Really important to foot stability here. So we've got tibialis anterior, which is a dorsiflexor and inverter. And right next to it, we've got longus. It comes around the back, under the foot, joins onto the same place. That is a plantarflexor and an everter. Direct opposants to each other, connecting to the same place under the big toe. So when you watch people walk, Adrian does more of this in level 5. He talks about, part of the syllabus in level 5 is all about gait analysis. I bring it in, and a couple of things I like to share, but he takes it on. But these relationship between these two muscles, they're antagonists to each other, and they come down and join onto that big toe. So the relationship here is very intimate when you get people walking and fallen arches, etc., etc. Let's finish that video there, because there's bits to do to that, and I want to talk about plantar fasciitis, but I'll do that a bit more on a second video.